Great decision to join us in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. As always, coming to you from the studio, they provide for us as well, and it is phenomenal. So is our special guest, Jimmy Burrow. He's phenomenal. He's a great football player himself, very successful coach, the son of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, star football player at every level, high school, college, National Football League. So the Burrow family decides to start a foundation, the Joe Burrow Foundation, giving back to Southeast Ohio, where he played his high school football, Baton Rouge, where he played his college football, Cincinnati, where he's playing his professional football. Joe Burrow is as good a quarterback as there is in the National Football League, and he's using his fame, his stature, to help others. They had a 2-day event, Joe Burrow Foundation did, a dinner and golf outing, raised over $1 million. Are you kidding me? That's helping a lot of people. That's what the Burrow family is all about, helping others. You're going to love to hear what the Burrow family has to say. It's a big day for everybody today. In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics and coming to you from the studio that they provide for us, which is second to none. And it's a big day because we have a guest that's second to none. Jimmy Burrow, an outstanding human being. There's no question about it. Got a son by the name of Joe Burrow, who's also an outstanding human being and a heck of a quarterback to boot. I mean, this guy is tearing the National Football League up. And Jimmy just had a big outing, golf outing, a dinner the night before the golf outing. I mean, that 2-day event was as good as I've ever been invited to participate in, and it was extraordinary. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dave. It's a big thing to Joe to do it right, and to our family and foundation. So Amy Floyd, our executive director, does a fantastic job of planning, and we have tons of volunteers, a lot of sponsors, and so it takes a group effort. And we're fortunate that Joe has given us a platform to make a difference and to do good with that event. And we're going to continue to do it every year. It's fun.
I'll tell you, it really is. I mean, it was a fun day, a beautiful day. Weather cooperated. The golf course was in great shape. All of those factors, and those are things that you cross your fingers about, right? You want to have a good day weather-wise, but you know what you have in Stone Lick. I mean, that's a great place to have an event like you just hosted.
Yeah, they've been great since we moved it out there a year ago. That was our second event there this year. They want us to be there, and they really work hard with us to make it successful. And usually we always evaluate every year. Are we doing it there? Are we doing it someplace else? And I can't imagine that it won't be back there next year, but because again, it's been a great partnership with those guys.
Well, the day-to-day workload that you and Robin seem to handle effortlessly is extraordinary as well. I mean, people don't realize how much goes into having an event like that. I mean, the night of the dinner and the day of the golf tournament, there's plenty to do. I mean, it's incredible the number of people that you have to coordinate and make sure everything is being done exactly the right way. And then the dinner the night before, the exact same thing. I mean, there's plenty to do. A lot of people involved, a lot of guests, a lot of players at the golf tournament. But that pales in comparison to the workload on a year-round basis in getting ready for something like that. Take us through the planning process. What's that like to put on at a
Yeah.
2-day event like you guys just did?
Well, it starts with Amy, like I said, and uh, she works with us to start talking about. We have meetings with the event planners, that we had a committee, and we evaluate how it went. We've already done that, and so we're moving on to next year. So you have to zero in on the date, and that's hard with Joe. During OTAs, usually he doesn't want any interference with those OTAs. So that pretty much eliminates Monday through Thursday. So we have to pin him down with his schedule. Unfortunately, this year, and he's usually, as you know, Dave, around a lot during that golf day event, but he somehow the night before, in the middle of the night, had the flu. So
Hmm.
his presence was missed, and he was disappointed. But it didn't work out. He'll be there next year, God willing, and it just takes a lot of volunteers, a lot of meetings, and really those are throughout the year. We can take a break to plan, like now, an event in Baton Rouge this Saturday night at Top Golf, and then you're basically, we have a few other things during the course of the year, and Robin and I have some speaking engagements at different things, and we're always there to help with what we are trying to get accomplished in the Joe Burrow Foundation, and that's to provide resources and support for the underprivileged and the underserved, and in terms of food insecurity and mental health, especially children's mental health. And people go out of their way to want to be a part of it because they know the importance of those two things, and also how well that we've been able to raise money with the foundation, and the good things that we're doing around Cincinnati and Southeast Ohio, and then Baton Rouge. So that golf tournament certainly focuses on Cincinnati, and the money that's raised there goes toward doing foundation things in that area.
Right, and of course, Joe played at LSU, and Baton Rouge is kind of a second home as such. Joe was obviously immensely successful down there in his playing days at LSU, Heisman Trophy, and he comes up to Cincinnati, and it's a matter of when, not if. It's a matter of when. He's an MVP in the National Football League. I think he should have already been named an MVP, probably more than once, in my opinion. But I know, I've looked through orange and black lenses, I guess, a little bit. But I'll tell you what, Joe's one hell of a player. There's no question. And when you look at it, Jimmy, it's a force multiplier. A guy like Joe, who is internationally known. I mean, you see him in the unbelievable suits and clothing that he's wearing, abroad, and what he's doing on an international basis, not just national. So Joe is like one of the more popular figures in the world, really. And you take that and what you and Robin are doing and how hard you work at it, and Joe, God bless him, deciding to give back to others with the foundation, with his mother and his father. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. And all the volunteers that you talk about, it's incredible. How the foundation has just grown, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really realize the impact that Joe could have. Really, it all started in the Heisman Trophy speech, 31 seconds, where he talked about the food insecurity in Southeast Ohio, and from that next day until now, people started out with a GoFundMe account there in Athens, and the food pantry, and then we expanded it or Joe wanted to give back to the three areas that are so important to him, and that's Baton Rouge, Cincinnati, and Southeast Ohio. So that's where the whole Joe Burrow Foundation started, and yes, it continues to grow. And Joe is a private person, as you know, Dave, but he started to get out more in across really the country, and
Yeah.
even in Paris occasionally.
Yeah.
So that that helps us with the foundation, and that helps you know helping I think the reach of the Bengals around everywhere. And we found that there's Joe Burrow fans across the country, and that makes them Bengal fans too. So it all kind of helps not only Joe, not only the foundation, but the Cincinnati Bengals also.
Well, you talk about the foundation, providing food for those in need, those that are hungry, and
Yeah.
that's more than worthwhile. But then you look at it as you mentioned with respect to Joe, Southeast Ohio, his high school days. He was a hell of a high school football player. Now he was a hell of a high school athlete. I mean, football player, basketball player, pitcher, catcher in baseball. Was he a point guard in basketball? I mean, he was a hell of a high school athlete in Southeast Ohio, and then goes to Ohio State, and with Urban Meyer, and then moves on from Ohio State down to LSU, and wins the Heisman Trophy at LSU, and then comes to the Cincinnati Bengals, the first pick in the draft, and obviously has more than lived up to that. I mean, every place that Joe Burrow has been and has kind of made his mark as such, both as an athlete and as a human being, you guys are now giving back to. I mean, how good does that feel?
Yeah.
Every place that you've been, that your son has been, and that you guys have been as a family, you're helping those places now.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Athens, and we actually live in the plains, so I always have to put that in there. It's a little different than Athens, but it's all really together there. The high school is in the plains, but yes, growing up in Southeast Ohio is important to Joe, important to our family, and that kind of started it all. But then LSU and Baton Rouge, there probably wouldn't be the notoriety or the attraction that Joe Burrow and his brand has, if not for LSU. So and then the Bengals, that's his home now. That's another home for Robin and I. And so you put those three areas together, and that's what Joe said. We thought maybe initially it would just be Ohio for the foundation, but he said, no, I want to make sure that Baton Rouge and Louisiana was a part of that, because again, the story of Joe isn't really what it is without Ed Ogeron, without LSU, and really Baton Rouge. So that's where that all came about, and people down there are willing to help. People in Cincinnati, in Southeast Ohio, Athens, everybody is just on board, and it's a platform that Joe has given us as a family and as a foundation to really to help others, and that's our goal. And so far we've had a lot of success doing that.
Ed Orgeron, boy, when you mentioned that name, Coach, that's a blast from the past. Back when I was doing college football games with Fox Sports and Fox Sports Ohio, Ed Orgeron was just a joy. Man, what a great coach! What a great guy! What a tremendous football person! I mean, he's a football lifer. There's no question about that. And I can see why you and Joe and your family think so highly of Ed Orgeron. He's a special human being for sure. Another special human being is somebody that gave his home, which is a very nice place to live, Joe Marinick, for your the dinner the night before the golf tournament. And Joe obviously is on your board and is a great advisor, and has knows a lot of people in Cincinnati that know a lot of other people in Cincinnati. Joe is one of those kind of force multipliers himself. What's it been like to work with Joe Marinick and the latest dinner at Joe's house? You guys grossed over $1 million. That is Unbelievable. Congratulations on that. I mean, that is big time.
Well,
Cincinnati, I mean, a golf outing, a dinner golf outing combination in Cincinnati grosses over $1 million. Woo!
well, again, it just goes to everybody's willingness to be a part of it, be a part of the foundation, and Joe Marinick certainly has a big heart when it comes to that. He's very philanthropic, not just with our foundation, but with many others too, I'm sure. And we couldn't really do the whole event without Joe's help. And as I said, just so many different people that are involved. I mean, Jeff Ruby's with the food that they provide and their support. There's just tons of other sponsors. I won't go through them all, but everybody's willing to step up. And so you give us a figure, which is true about how much we raise, but it just couldn't happen without all the different people. And we're so thankful that people are willing to give their time and their money to make it all successful.
A guy who gave some time for the dinner and the outing is somebody that Bengal fans know very, very well. He was the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals when the Bengals went to Super Bowl 23. A left-handed quarterback, blonde bombshell by the name of Boomer Esiason, who came to Cincinnati for the dinner and for the golf outing. How did that come about? How did you guys hook up with Boomer Esiason?
Well, it's kind of odd, but I'd never met him. But we had reached out last year, and once again, that was our second year, so we're more organized every year, and it was probably a little too late on his schedule. So we just reached out to him this year, and kind of the same thing with Chris Collinsworth. I'd never met those two legends. And
Jimmy, you're talking about legends, Bengal legends like Chris Collinsworth, Boomer Esiason, making their way to the golf outing. What about a guy like Bernie Kosar? How did Bernie Kosar make the scene?
Well, Robin is the vice president of the Appalachian Children's Coalition, which serves the Appalachian region, and Bernie is on that board. He grew up in a part of Appalachia, and so we reached out to Bernie. People say, "Well, you invited the Browns quarterback." Well, he's such a good person.
Yeah.
His story and his history is amazing, and once again, people loved him being around. And same thing with Boomer and Chris, and we had Bobby Carpenter from
Yep.
Ohio State,
Yep.
Tom Cousineau, a former teammate of mine in Montreal. These are people like Ohio State legends, as you know, Dave. And so a lot of people are just so willing to be there and to help, and the people that donate their time and donate their money love being around those people and love getting a chance to meet them, and they're so generous with their time that we're very appreciative of all the people that come and be a part of it.
Well, there's no question that the heart and soul of the event, in a 2-day event, the dinner and the golf, are Robin and Jimmy Burrow. I mean, you guys are unbelievable. When it comes Judgment Day, and there's going to be a determination whether heaven or elsewhere,
Yeah.
you guys are going straight to heaven. There's no question about that, because you do a lot of good for a lot of people now.
I appreciate the kind words, and Joe. It is the Joe Burrow Foundation, and he's front and center. We don't make decisions without Joe being a part of that. So he may not be as visible as Robin and I during the course of the year with the foundation, but he's always involved in decision making and recommendations, and with his time, especially during the season, we take the lead, but he's a big part of it. And as I said, really, Joe gives us the platform that our family, our foundation, Joe's foundation, is just able to utilize to make a difference. And I've said it before, I think on your show, once upon a time, Joe said everybody has the responsibility to do good, and that's kind of our motto when you pull up our website, and is do good, and we're fortunate that we have that platform to do good.
Tell you what, number 9, Joe Burrow, your son, is one of one. It does not take long to call roll, and he's going straight to heaven. There's no question about that. And he'll probably have to choose, football heaven or both. Spend some time in both, because that dude is he is an unbelievable representative for the game of football. The way he plays the game, the way he lives his life, the way he gives to others. You have to be so proud of the son that you and Robin have raised.
We are, on and off the field, certainly. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better team to draft Joe, and a better location, 2.5 hours from where Joe grew up, and where we basically still call our home. He loves being a part of the city of Cincinnati and the Bengals, and same thing, Southeast Ohio. We mentioned one time that, hey, maybe we'll sell our house in the plains, and hey, maybe move to a little warmer climate. And he kind of gave us that Joe look and said, "You mean you'd sell the house that I grew up in?" And we kind of looked at each other and said, "No, we're locked in here." So he loves coming back. He isn't able to do it very often, but Athens is still his home, and always will be.
Let's get into a little more football talk, Jimmy. I mean, you're a football lifer yourself. You're a great player, and you coach the game at a high level, successfully, very successfully. And now your son is an NFL icon. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, this guy keeps stacking seasons together. It's just amazing to watch Joe Burrow play the game of football. He has an unbelievable throwing arm. It's tremendously accurate, plenty of arm strength. He puts the ball in spots that are like, what? Are you kidding me? From 35 yards, you're going to hit it right on the outside shoulder. You're going to hit it, on the hip, the back hip. It's unbelievable to watch him play. And his football acumen, his football IQ is extraordinary, second to none. He sees it so quickly and makes unbelievably brilliant decisions so quickly. He's a football savant. Where did it start? I mean, was Joe always that type of guy, even growing up? Jimmy, was he? Did you know at a young age, boy, this guy's a little different now. He's different than the rest.
At pretty early age, I kind of saw some things that I thought would bode well for his future as an athlete. But he always, and he would be the first to give him credit, even in 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. He had coaches that really helped him along the way, that continued in high school and in LSU and at with the Bengals, because he's got a lot of natural ability, but he's been guided along the way by good coaches, and that always helps. He takes a lot of pride in getting better every year. His arm strength has gotten better every year. He takes a lot of pride in his accuracy and his leadership. That's the ability to motivate others to reach a goal. And I think he does a good job of motivating his teammates. And the ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. And that's it's been his goal since the day he got drafted, is to win a Super Bowl for for the Bengals and for the city of Cincinnati and the state of Ohio. So he's always working towards that. When I saw him getting put in shotgun in like fourth and fifth grade, I've seen enough football at that age to know that's not very normal. So he had great teammates, always has. So those things always have. But it was fun to watch him in the early youth football as it is now in the NFL.
You make such a great point about the coaching. Having teammates to surround you, support you is huge. Obviously, number one, a guy named Jamar Chase is a good guy for Joe Burrow to work with, and he's worked with him for a long time, and they make beautiful music together. There's no question about that. They're in each other's. They know what each other's thinking before it happens. It's crazy to watch those two work together. T. Higgins. Mike Gesicki. I mean, there got to be players. But as you mentioned, you're a great coach, and the coaching is such a huge part of it. I remember, my teammate Kenny Anderson had Bill Walsh and Paul Brown, and he attributes a lot of his success, particularly early on in his career, to Bill Walsh and Paul Brown. Boomer Esiason had Sam White, and he attributes a lot of his success to Sam White. And these guys had great coaches at the high school and college level, like you talk about. That's critical, isn't it? I mean, you have to have somebody that recognizes, man, this dude's got talent, and I'm going to develop that talent.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back again to third grade when he first started playing tackle football. Coach Sam Smathers, who was also at the golf tournament, took Joe under his wing and developed him during that time. And then Ryan Adams and Nathan White at the high school level. I mean, they put him in positions to be successful. As I said, he's always had very good, really great receivers, and that was can go back to the Lerman twins that he grew up with that played for Ohio University, and then when you go to LSU and you have Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and Terrace Marshall and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Thaddeus Moss. That's a pretty good group. And so they help. And then, the Bengals have done a great job surrounding Joe with a great offensive personnel. And as I said, he'd be the first to say he couldn't be where he is today without the coaches that have helped him along the way and his teammates.
Speaking of teammates, the teammate that Joe has had for a long period of time, going back, to every level, Jamar Chase.
Yep.
He and Jamar, like I mentioned earlier, they see it the same way. I mean, they are on the same page. They see it before it happens. How special is that? And when did they realize, wow, we've got something going here? Not necessarily mental telepathy or whatever, but just really good football eyes and minds.
Certainly goes back to LSU, that 2019 season. But the one thing that Joe gets credit for people saying he's smart and he's able to read defenses, and I think that's where Jamar. There's not enough said about how smart Jamar is and how good of football smarts that he has. His ability to read coverages allows Joe to know where he's going to be. And hey, I'm seeing that it's cover 3. Jamar's going to instantly recognize that and tease the same way. So those things help. And as I said, certainly Jamar has freakish athletic ability, but his mind and his football intelligence is second to nobody also.
Let's hit real quickly the draft and the schedule. Let's talk about the draft and unrestricted free agency. I mean, there's multiple ways to build out a roster for a football team. Unrestricted free agency, the Bengals dabbled into that, obviously. The draft, they drafted 6 players. 2 remain unsigned, 4 are signed, college free agents. What did you think about the draft and unrestricted free agency. Is Joe pretty excited about additions that have been made by the Cincinnati Bengals?
I think he is. I mean, he knows that there has to be improvement on both sides of the ball. There's pieces that have been added. As a football coach, I can just say you got to see them in pads first and in the preseason games and those type things. But it seems to me that they've done a good job of putting people in place to improve the areas that they know they need to improve in. So, yeah, there's unsigned people, one in particular, but that's. I mean, Joe's made it known what he feels about people like Jamar and T and even Trey Hendrickson. So they're all on the same page, and those pieces to the puzzle hopefully will be there when that first game starts.
Before we get to the schedule, a quick comment about Trey Hendrickson, Jimmy. I mean, you're a brilliant defensive coach, heck of a defensive mind. When you have a guy like Trey Hendrickson, I mean, premier pass rusher, 17 and a half sacks, led the league last year, 35 sacks over the last 2 years, led the league. I mean, this guy is a force to be reckoned with on the edge. When you have somebody like that and somebody that you've developed while he's been here with the Cincinnati Bengals in terms of his edge pass rush ability and his ability to play the run, get off blocks and play the run as well. You can't let those guys, walk, right? You can't let them go elsewhere. You got to make every effort possible to make sure they remain a Cincinnati Bengal, don't you?
Well, we hope so. I mean, there's we don't. I certainly don't have any inside information on that, but I know from a coaching perspective, he plays so hard, and I don't know Trey very well, and I'm not in the meetings, but he appears to be very football smart also, so that helps him really in his pass rush and knowing how to attack the quarterback, and as you said, how to stop the run. I know he's an important part of really the Bengals and what we all hope they're going to continue to be all about. So that's the business side of it, and we'll just see where that goes from here. And me personally, I'm hopeful that it's going to get done.
As a former coach, Jimmy, guys that look like Tarzan in games and play like in practice and play like Jane in games, those guys make you pull your hair out by the roots, man. Those guys will make coaching careers short. Trey Hendrickson practices hard, plays hard, as you mentioned, Jimmy. This dude is an effort guy. I mean, he is all in all the time. Guys like that are invaluable, aren't they?
Yeah, I think he brings so much to a defense. Again, all of my years were as a defensive coach, but his pursuit, his willingness to do whatever it takes to get to the quarterback is he's one of the best in the league, if not the best when it comes to sacking the quarterback. And there's a lot of other intangibles I'm sure that are there inside the locker room that I'm not even aware of. I know Joe thinks he's a great locker room presence. So all those things help, and proven commodities, as you said, are that's what you want out there, and he's certainly proven that he's one of the best in the league.
So let's talk schedule a little bit, Jimmy. I mean, the Bengals obviously are a heck of a football team. They've got, in my mind, the best quarterback in the National Football League under center. The networks feel the same way. I mean, the networks want the Cincinnati Bengals on national television as much as they possibly can. You've got a Monday night football game, September 29th with the Denver Broncos, followed by back-to-back 4:25 kickoffs. Lions at home, Packers on the road. Then a Thursday game against the Pittsburgh Steelers here in Cincinnati. So Monday night, 4:25, Thursday night. I mean, it's incredible. And then the game after that is the Ring of Honor game against the New York Jets. That'll draw a nice crowd. I'm sure. I bet wouldn't surprise me if a regional networks pick that up on a regional basis because of the crowd and the excitement and everything surrounding that particular game. That could happen. They can make decisions like that during the course of the season. The Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, 2 of the first 3 are on the road. 3 of the first 4 are on the road. 4 out of the first 6 are on the road. The first 9 games, 5 are home, 4 are away, so it kind of evens out a little bit. But opening up on the road like that, you got to make sure that you got your ducks in a row, don't you? I mean, when you're going to play at Cleveland, you open at Cleveland to start the season, and you close the season against the Browns in Cincinnati, and you open and close against Cincinnati for the 10th time in franchise history with the Cincinnati Bengals, the division rival and the in-state rival Cleveland Browns. That's just a couple of things about this schedule. This schedule's got some challenges. It's got a lot of good, and I don't see a whole lot of bad. I mean, I think it's a heck of a schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that the players can't control, the coaches can't control, the front office can't control. So it is what it is, and yeah, it's challenging, but I think overall it's a good schedule. If we're as good as I think we're going to be, then we'll have a chance. No matter if it's a 4 o'clock game or 8 o'clock game or wherever the location is, we'll be ready. And I think Zach does a good job of looking at those things. I mean, you have to have a plan depending on the game being at 4 or 1 or 8. And it's tough on the players, but they have to navigate, their sleep, their nutrition, and the coaches have to do the same with the practice schedule. So I'm sure that's all being looked at. And the bottom line is you just got to be ready to play. And I'm sure we'll be ready to play.
I agree 100,000%. A couple of other things about the schedule. 17 days between the Baltimore Raven games. 17 days. Man, second fewest in franchise history. On November 27th, 8:20 kickoff with NBC, play the Ravens in Baltimore. And then 17 days later on December 7th, 17 days later on December 14th, play the Ravens in Cincinnati. Whew, that's some heavy lifting there. I mean, the Ravens are a hell of a football team, and the game between those 2 games against the Ravens, the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo at 4:25. What a stretch that is. Ravens on Thursday night away, Buffalo at 4:25 away, and then Ravens in Cincinnati. Man, that's a trifecta right there, Jimmy.
Yeah, it is. That's part of the reason that the AFC and specifically the AFC North is really the toughest, I think, in the league. Dave, in the CFL, we used to play back-to-back teams sometimes, and we played 3 games in 10 days. So I know all about those scheduling things that aren't great for the players, but that was back in prehistoric times. But they've gotten better now to do that. But as I said, you just got to know when those games are and what time the kickoff is, and be ready to roll as whenever those games are. So I know our people talk a lot about how we get started the season. I'm confident we're going to have a good start, and there's a lot of games, and the health of the team mentally and physically is a big part of it. So you have to be able to manage that as a player and as a coach.
No doubt about it, Jimmy. They have 4 nationally televised games, 3 games at 4:25. 3 of those nationally televised games are on the road, only 1 at home. 2 of the 4:25 kicks are on the road, only 1 at home. So, man, I mean, that's tough. 7 total games, 2 at home, nationally televised, regionally or nationally televised, 7 of them, 2 at home, 5 on the road. That what's that like? Put your coaching hat on, and if you were part of the Bengal staff, I mean, as you said earlier, can't control it. Players can't, coaches can't. What do you do, Jimmy? Just take it 1 week at a time. You don't concern yourself with, oh my gosh, you get way into the weeds with the schedule. 1 week at a time. Here's who we have. Let's get ready for this guy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do. But I'm sure the coaching staff, the training staff, Jeff Brickner, director of operations.
Right.
I mean, they're all working together to come up with a plan to just maximize the travel, make it easier as possible, the practice schedule, all those things are being, I'm sure, organized now. You can't wait till Sunday night after a Sunday game to, hey, what are we going to do for this Thursday game? All those things are being organized and looked at now, and I'm confident that we'll have a great plan for all that.
Jimmy, I can't thank you enough for carving time. Really do appreciate you carving the time you did. And I want to congratulate you once again. I mean, the Joe Burrow Foundation and the work that you and Robin do along with Joe is incredible. I mean, it's a crown jewel of the city of Cincinnati. I mean, really, Cincinnati is extremely, extremely fortunate and very, very lucky to have Joe Burrow and you guys not only with the foundation, but as a big part of the community. And you're helping so many people that need help.
Just appreciate having me on and all the good things you're saying about the foundation. And people can go to joeburrow.org to learn more about it and to see what we got going on at this time. So thank you, Dave.
Jimmy, thank you. You and Robin and Joe continue the good work. Cincinnati is proud of the Burrow family. No doubt about it.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Have a great day.
Dave Lapham here. While games are over for the season, there's no off season for In the Trenches with Dave Lapham or First Star Logistics. First Star Logistics gave away great prizes during the season, which will continue with exclusive content in the First Star Media Group YouTube channel. So please do me a favor, subscribe to In the Trenches, hit the like button, and visit the First Star Media Group YouTube channel for exclusive content and special giveaways.